The Foreign Ministry is preparing a strategic paper to determine the optimum role Malaysia can play to help the Rohingya refugees, the Dewan Rakyat was told on 17 July 2019. Malaysian Foreign Minister Saifuddin Abdullah said Malaysia is consistent in championing the fate of the community, especially in bringing their oppressors to justice. Malaysia is also consistent in ensuring that repatriation of Rohingya refugees is done in a voluntary, safe and dignified manner. As a result, as a country, we always provide assistance to the Rohingya, whether they are in Cox's Bazar, Myanmar or in our country, he said. The Rohingya have fled in large numbers from Burma since the early 1990s and many live in refugee settlements in the Cox's Bazar district in Bangladesh. Some Rohingyas have also come to Malaysia. Saifuddin was replying to a supplementary question from Ronald Kiandi on whether the government has to propose to ASEAN to reevaluate its principle of non-intervention in the internal affairs of member nations, which is seen as a barrier to the concrete settlement of the Rohingya issue. He said ASEAN had taken the constructive engagement approach with Myanmar to find a solution to the issue. A high-level team from Burma is likely to visit Bangladesh from July 26 to 29 to convince the Rohingyas sheltered in Cox's Bazar to return to their homes in Arakan. Officials at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Bangladesh Embassy in Yangon told the media on Tuesday. The team, headed by the Permanent Secretary of Myanmar's Foreign Ministry, will visit Cox's Bazar to directly talk to the Rohingyas. They said delegation members will update the Rohingyas regarding the current situation in Arakan and are expected to argue that it is safe for the persecuted people to go back to Burma. Welcoming the decision, the officials cast doubt on Burma's intention to take their people back who had to flee their homes due to the unprecedented atrocities orchestrated by their own security forces and fellow Buddhist citizens. The visit is taking place at the insistence of Dhaka, which has long been asking Naypyidaw to come to Cox's Bazar and convince its people to return to their homeland, they said. Some Rohingyas spoke to this correspondent and categorically said they would only return in a situation verified by the international community, as they do not trust the Burmese government. Although the dates are not absolutely final, it is most likely that a high-level Myanmar delegation led by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, who is equivalent to a Foreign Secretary, will visit Bangladesh from July 26 to 29. The team might arrive on the night of July 25th, a senior official at the Bangladesh Embassy in Yangon told this correspondent over the telephone. We are yet to know the composition of the team, but there might be 10 to 15 people in the delegation, he said. The objective of the visit is to persuade Rohingyas to return home through direct interactions with the persecuted people living at different temporary settlements in Cox's Bazar, said the official. My understanding is that the Myanmar team will try to explain that the situation in Rakhine has improved and now it is safe for the Rohingyas to return home. But I really do not know if the Rohingyas will believe them or not, he said. When asked if he expects any positive outcome from this visit, the official said, I will only believe when I see movement on the ground. Given the track record of our second neighbor, I cannot be optimistic, even if I wanted to. We have been asking Myanmar for a long time to come to interact with the Rohingyas face to face and convince them to return to their own land. For us, it is Myanmar's own problem, and it is Myanmar that will have to take the responsibility to solve this, said a senior official concerned at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Even in the first week of May in Naypyidaw, we said the same thing to them during the meeting of the Joint Working Group to facilitate repatriation, he added. Now that Myanmar is sending a high-level team, let us see if anything happens, he said. Responding to a query, the official said, we always hope for the best, but you have to remember that we are dealing here with a neighbor that shifts its position frequently and does not live up to its pledges. According to the agreement we signed with them, Myanmar, in November 2017, the repatriation should have begun by January 2018. But nothing has happened to date, and Myanmar has failed to create a conducive environment for the safe return of the Rohingyas, so nothing can be said until something actually happens, he added.